Today in the studio, I have a very, very special guest. I have a man who has been in the industry for 10 years. I have with me Samson Olatunde, who owns a digital marketing agency called Digital CO Academy, and he has also started an awareness program to empower startups and SMEs. So today we'll be talking about driving traffic and sales through digital marketing. Good morning.
Good morning, Simi. Thank you for having me there.
It's great to have you. All right, so very quickly before we get into this discussion about driving traffic and sales through digital marketing, tell us a bit about this awareness program that you've set up.
Okay, we realized that the rates of unemployment keep increasing across board, not just in our country, but in different African countries. And then that's the reason why Digital CEO Academy is set up to empower a million young professionals, startups, and SMEs. I believe that in the 21st century, people need to understand how to go about selling the business of their talents. People have a lot of talent, but the challenge is how do I sell this globally? And that's one of the reasons why I'm here to share from my wealth of experience, educate, empower people on what they need to do when they're on the internet, because it's a marketplace. The internet is just a platform where you do a lot of transactions and make money for yourself.
Definitely. So how exactly would you define digital marketing? Because it's still like a topic not a lot of people are aware of, surprisingly.
Okay, interesting. Digital marketing for me is about you understanding how to put a combination of your content, your branding, and then your selling strategy. That's a combination of digital marketing. So you can't market without having what you want to market, which is your content. Can be likely to be your product or services, and then you must understand the branding part of it, because online perception goes a long way. What you see attract people to do impulse buying, which is the part of the branding path, and then what triggers people to now put in their card details to buy from you is the marketing part of it. So it's a combination of content, branding, and then the marketing path that makes up a digital marketing strategy.
All right, so we're very aware of traditional marketing, such as radio, posters, flyers, so on and so forth. Would you say digital marketing is better than traditional marketing, and why?
Okay, so I would say yes, because the reach, one, you have more people that can see what you're doing or hear you more than offline. For instance, we're on air, and then it's not everybody that will tune into this station to know what is happening. But interestingly, you can have the record version of this, and then you put it online there, and it's there forever for the live streaming part and all of that. So in terms of reach, you have more people that you're going to connect to, not just within your country or in a smaller part, but across the world, because it's a digital marketing platform and it's a global market. So you have people across board to do business with you. Payment system becomes more easier for people to transact with you. You earn more, you reach out to more people. And so for me, in the 21st century, it's better if you take your business online and then than offline, but you have to leverage on both, because you don't want to limit yourself from making more money for yourself. So as you go through medium of TV, radio to advertise, newspapers and all of that, you still need to also leverage on the online version of all of these platforms.
All right, so would you say that digital marketing has kicked off fully in Nigeria? Are brands actually aware of this whole new aspect of marketing?
The interesting part is just that we are just scratching this part of digital marketing, because we are a growing economy and people are beginning to embrace. I remember 10 years back, you have to go to a cyber cafe before you can do anything. And then it's easier now. People have smartphones, you have different gadgets, you have your laptop, you have iPad, and then you have access to even as low as 200 naira data to put on your phone, and then you can do a lot of things for yourself. So it's becoming more interesting. People are beginning to embrace it more, and then maybe because of rate of unemployment, people are beginning to look at what are the alternative ways by which I can still do stuff for myself. If my country is not giving me what I want, can I still leverage on different things happening across different countries and still sell my ideas to people? So it's a growing one for us in this country, but people are beginning to embrace more digital marketing space to do stuff for themselves.
All right, so let's say I'm a brand, because I'm pretty sure, or I own a startup, because I'm pretty sure we have a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, or would-be business owners who are listening to the program right now. So let's say I do have a company. What are the first steps I need to embark on if I want to go down the digital marketing route?
Okay, so it's interesting. You must understand that the internet is a marketplace, and then you're always going to have three sets of people, the buyers, the scammers, and then the sellers. Definitely in the offline market, you have those set of people. So when you position yourself to be a seller, it means that there are some things you have to put in place. I'm a buyer going with the motive of buying something. I have the motive of doing things right. While the scammers are always there to look for a way to scam and then to steal people's money and all of that. So for you to be a seller, it means that you first must have a product or service that you want to market to people online. Going online without having a product or service is just you wasting your time. 2, where will they connect with you? Just like you have a shop in an offline market, you must have what we call a website where they can visit to see all the information of whatever you're marketing to them or what you want to render in terms of services. So number 2, you must have a website, which is very important. Some people say I need a blog. Either you're going for a blog or a website, just make sure you have something online that takes all your information. Number 3 is for you to have a strategy of how to advertise your product, which is the difficult part for a lot of people. A lot of young people, entrepreneurs, startups, small businesses don't really understand the marketing part of how they can promote more things on the internet. So how do you go about it? There are a lot of strategy, but let me just give like 3 or 4 strategies. Number 1 is, once you set up your website, you must understand that there's what we call search engine optimization. How do you rank your website so that when anybody put in the keyword on search engine, your site can pop up out of the numerous sites that will pop up, and then people can do business with you. Now, in terms of websites, the question is, do you want to personalize what you're doing in your name, or you want to customize what you're doing in your brand or your company name? So you have, for instance, let me give a brand. You have a Bella Ninja. The owner of a Bella Ninja is different from, her name is Ucheeze, and then there's a brand called Bella Ninja, which means she's promoting a brand with the name Bella Ninja, for instance, and then her name is Ucheeze. So you can decide to promote, for instance, my own site is olatundesamson.com. So I promote my personal brand more based on what I do. I speak, and I'm an author, and I'm a philanthropist, I'm an investor, and then I do promote my personal brand name more than my company brand because of what I do. So it depends on what you do that determines if you're going to project your personal brand or you want to project your company brand.
All right. Okay, so you said the first step, you're still going to take us through
the marketing path.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah,
but you said the first step is, establishing your website. So can you tell us?
The first step is having a product.
Having a product, sorry.
And the second step is you need to have a website.
You need to have websites, yeah. Sorry, my bad. So you need to have a website. Can you tell us some of the mistakes, some people make when they build the websites? Because obviously a website is the first point of call a customer is going to go to find out more information about the brand. And I've been to online at to different brands and so on and so forth. And sometimes a website grabs me, and other times I literally just want to switch off after, looking at the website for...
I love that question. The important reasons why some people switch off from websites are a few mistakes that the owner of the website probably is making. For instance, you don't put a pop-up on your website. That's old school. So if I get your website and I keep seeing pop-up for every time I click on any navigation on your website, I'm probably going to get pissed off, and then I'm off your website. So you don't put a pop-up on your website. Instead, what you do is create a page on your website and then put the information of whatever offer you want to give to people. Number 2 is when it's difficult for me to navigate. I get to your website and I'm confused. I don't know where to go to. A lot of drama on the website. The slides are too much. The activities are too much that I'm confused to even know where to go to. You have a lot of people getting off your website. On a normal day, people don't spend more than 2 minutes on any website. If you have visitors coming to your website and they are spending more than 2 minutes, it means that your website is attractive enough to get their attention. So let it be very simple, easy to navigate. I also advise that people should use more of content management system kind of website. You have WordPress. it's always good that you make sure that your site is more of WordPress content management based website than a programming website, because it means that sometimes you get to a website and you see old stuffs. You see dates that have not been changed and all of that, just because the person outsourced that website to a programmer and then the programmer is not available to help update. So why can't you have a content management website where you know that you can easily log in yourself and make corrections appropriately? So when people get to a website and they see that there's no new things happening, it turns them off to leave your website. Lastly, you must ensure that your website is mobile friendly. So more people are using their phones to do a lot of things. So when your website is arcade and then the way it opens on the phone is confusing enough, people are going to get off your website. So if you can put all of this in place, I believe that people are going to stay more longer to do business with you via your website.
All right. Okay. So perfect. So let's say I do have, my business. I do have my website. I've been, looking at the search engine optimization. What's the next step after?
Okay. So I think I can quickly run through strategies that you need to put in place. I call it the D's. For instance, you have your digital product service you're rendering, and then it goes to your digital platform, which is your website, your social media platform, which is the second part. And then you go to your digital marketing strategy. But before you go to marketing strategy, you need to have your digital payment system. So imagine that you have good products on your website, you have the platform already, and then you go use a bank that cannot be seen at all, a bank that doesn't have the 21st century kind of internet facilities can make things happen. It means that people keep coming to your website, but you never have sales coming in. So what do you need to do? You need to look for an online payment system that can help you. Thank God that we have a platform like Paystack. Paystack is doing a lot of interesting things. I get with the link, I can send broadcast to people with a link, and then with that link you make payments, and then I get my money instantly. So why can't you go to a payment platform that you can integrate instantly, and then people can pay all over the world. With a Paystack, people can pay in euros, in euro, and all of that. Now, once you have your payment system in place, the last part is your digital marketing strategy, and that's the part you need to understand more. For instance, let me give you tips of how to market properly. You must ensure that you answer the question WIIFM, is what is in it for me? Every customer wants you to answer the question, what is in it for me? Why am I buying your product? So you emphasize more on the benefits and not the futures. People prefer to tell me what I'm going to gain by buying this product or getting these services from you than you just emphasizing on what the service will do or what the product will do. So emphasize more on the benefits, which is going to work more for you. Number 2 is your USP. What's the unique selling point? So you have a lot of competitors who are doing the same business you're doing, who are selling the same product you're selling, product line you're selling. So how will you convince me to come more and do business with you? That's a unique selling point. Is your customer service superior? Can people pick calls instantly when you call? Sometimes I want to buy, but I want to make a phone call to be sure that there's somebody behind to pick my phone call. I want to ask 1 or 2 questions. Is your chat working perfectly? Are you responding to emails? These are things you have to put in place to have that unique selling point for yourself. Testimonials goes a long way. People are more convinced when they hear people sharing testimonies. So can you get 1, 2, 3 testimonials in terms of videos, testimonial of your clients or write-up? Or probably you have what we call endorsement. Maybe your product is new. Can you give your product to captains of industry in that line of industry you belong to? Let them say something about your product. Do you have influencers that can say something about your product? It goes a long way. Most of the time, people do what we call impulse buying. They do impulse buying because of how emotional they are connected to their product. So you need to put all of these marketing strategies in place to make a lot of money for yourself.
So Samson, okay, obviously you spoke to us about the advantages of digital marketing and some of the strategies before the break. But can you tell us about the issues people face with promoting online?
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm going to just give few tips because it's important for people to understand how to go about marketing, most importantly trafficking. And I think that's a major problem people have. You have a lot of things online, but people are not coming to see. People are talking about, I don't have a lot of views, I don't have a lot of likes. So what are the things I'm missing on Instagram, on Facebook and all of that? yes, there are a few things you need to put in place, which is very important. Understand that marketing part online is huge. It has different part of it. But one of the ways you can get more people to do stuff with you is content. So what kind of content are you sharing? We have different kind of content. We have engaging kind of content. So your content must be engaging enough to increase your views, your likes, and then even have people to want to share. And that path is one of the things you have to look at. If you want to get a lot of traffic coming to you, content is key. Whatever we are trading on the internet is how valuable the content is. Comedians having a lot of views is because of the content. How interesting. I mean, you get carried away. You view again, you see it again and again, and then you want to just share it to 1, 2, 3 people. That's engaging content that is going viral to increase the popularity of that comedian, of that person. So how engaging is your content is key when it comes to trafficking. Number 2 is how are you using keywords, which is what generates to what we call search engine optimization. You see people putting your name. Have you tried putting your name on Google search?
Yeah,
and then you realize that you don't have anything about you. The question is, all the content you've been posting, do you have what we call something like signature? Because when you're writing stuff, you're supposed to end it with, my name is Olatunde Samson, I'm a digital entrepreneur. You can reach me by social contact, which is like a signature to end all the content you're sharing out there. Just like you're also doing a video, you have to say your name, you have to say what you do and how they can connect with you. It's called signature. So if you don't put signature and use keyword appropriately, you are definitely going to be missing out from ranking on search engine optimization, which is on different Google search. Let me add one more. 3 is we have 3 different kinds of medium in terms of content. We have your own, the content that you owned, and then you have the aspect of the paid media content, and you have the end media content. The question is, are you leveraging on these types of media content that we're talking about? For instance, in terms of paid media content, are you promoting your content using different ads? You have Instagram ads, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, you have Google ads. Are you promoting this content? Because the more you promote, the more people will see, and the more people will come and follow you and like whatever you're doing. That's part of the paid media content. Your own content is your kind of engaging content. How are you going about it? And then how are you sharing it? How are you putting your signature and all of that part? Then the last part is when you do what we call like a collabo. You collabo with someone who is an influencer. You know, when you're just coming up and then you leverage on influencers to do stuff for you, definitely it's going to go viral. People begin to identify with your brand because you have an influencer or somebody who is a captain of industry doing stuff with you. It's a marketing strategy that works faster online when you're starting. Look for an influencer that is well known, has integrity, to put his own weight behind your brand, and then before you know what is happening, you are out there.
Okay, perfect. So you mentioned the use of Instagram. Now, a lot of people feel that Instagram and social media is sort of like a young people's thing. So if my demographic was slightly older, maybe people, in their 50s and above, would social media still be relevant to me to market my product?
Okay, so we have different social media platforms, and then if you're going to get people that are going to do more business with you, you're a professional, you work somewhere, and then you want to connect with the right right people, you should focus on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more or less like you having more of professionals. And then if you're marketing on LinkedIn, you have to market in a professional way. You have to position yourself as a professional because you have more people there who are professionals. And then these platforms, different platforms we have different kind of audience and age bracket. So for instance, if you want people to see what you're doing, you want to make noise, then go on Facebook. I mean, you have a lot of people seeing it, liking it, praising you, but you may not get sales coming in except you put more strategy in place to engage the right people on that platform to do business with you. And if you like talking too much, you like to say things over and over, then Twitter is the best place you should go to. You can say a lot of things and then keep tweeting and reaching out to more people, and then go with the trending part of it, and then you're on the trend map. If your business is related to pictures, that means you need to go on Instagram. You're into furniture business, you're into fashion. It means you're going to promote what you're doing more on Instagram. Now, I tell people, the 3 platforms you mustn't joke with is the LinkedIn platform, the YouTube platform, and then any of these social media that I've mentioned. It's important that you begin to develop your content in a video format, because research shows that people are beginning to embrace more of 60 seconds videos, clip of what you're saying to me. Be short, tell me information I need to know, and then I can help you share this video. So why can't you also duplicate what you're doing in a video format? You have the write-ups, you have the image, the infographics part of it. So why can't you also come up with the video part of what you're marketing and reach out to more people? For instance, I connect more with videos. People have different ways of learning, so you have to ensure that your product line or your brand or whatever you're marketing has different lines of how you can push with any of this content strategy to reach out to more people.
All right. Okay, so a lot of people realize that Instagram, they changed their algorithm, so you don't really I guess they're trying to encourage people to pay for sponsored posts and so on and so forth. So generally, on average, people's likes have reduced, their followers have reduced. Would you advise a brand, especially a new brand, that nobody knows about, to buy followers and likes to sort of like boost their credibility? Because nobody really wants to go to a page where there are 0 followers.
The interesting part of this business is that it's a process, and then if you don't want to go through the process, that means you're not ready to do business. I say people buy followers, and then you have 1 million people, for instance, or you have 500,000 people, and then over just 12 or 13 people like your picture, your content, which means that obviously when I get on that page, it's obvious that you've bought followers, and then it gives your brand that wrong perception. So why can't you go through the process of building this? I've seen people buying phone numbers, email addresses, and then by the time you blast, people keep asking you questions. Instead of people doing business, they ask, how did you get my number? How did you get my email? And then you've damaged that brand, because instead of you going through the process of list building, there's a way you can go about generating contact of people by trying to give them something for free. It's called list building. Have you gone to a website before and then you see a pop-up of a book and they tell you before you can get this product, you have to put in your information, maybe your email or your phone number and all of that.
Yeah.
Now, the moment you do that, the organization or the brand you've subscribed to keep disturbing you. Keep advertising to you, but you submitted willingly the information because you need that product. The interesting part of it is that 1 million people can see that pop up and just 100 people will register. The 100 people are the potential customers of that organization or that individual who is promoting that stuff. So why can't you go through the process of building your platform than for you buying all of this and then it goes against your brand? So I advise people that it's important that you are in the business to stay, not you want to eat and run. So if you're in the business to stay, go through the process. Over time, you're going to build that followership. And then, interestingly, when you begin to work with influencers, they're going to help you retweet, rebrand, and then it gives you that opportunity to have more people following you, because you now have people who are influencers talking about your brand, and then you can easily build that followership than for you just buying online.